Hey, how's it going everyone? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you something completely different. First and foremost, we want to head over here towards the sanctuary, locate the tiers, and then we want to choose a specific tier just for us. If you're on tier 2, obviously you will need to stick to that, but if you have something higher like Nightmare or Torment, then I highly recommend these because of the ancestral, sacred drops, and including the uniques. After that, we need to locate a waypoint nearby. The one that I have available for this character specifically is going to be right here at the Bear Refuge. If you have something closer nearby to this stronghold right here on the top left, then I definitely recommend traveling towards that waypoint and then traveling up here towards this specific stronghold. Now, a vast majority of you have probably already completed this stronghold, and even if that is the case, this will help you during Season 1. Because this stronghold right here, Core Dragon, has quite a few enemies, and also there is a way of looting some mechanics in here constantly. So for example, the bodies on the ground and the loot chests on the side can be constantly looted every time you loop this stronghold over and over again. And I'll show you how to do that here shortly as well, but I first want to show you how many enemies are available right now. As you can tell, there is a good group here because of course it is a stronghold, and as you do progress towards each of these blood boils, you will then be able to spawn in more of these vampires. There's also some parts of the map where it looks like there's no enemies, but if you traverse a little bit further in, there will be some more that pops in, which can help out quite a lot. This can level up anywhere from 20 to level 50 if you are anywhere between that level. Now, obviously, I am level 52, so I'm nowhere near between level 20 or level 50, yet it's still great and you can benefit from this even if you're past that mark. You can obviously open up these chests and then go on towards different parts of the map to open up more. For example, there is one over here that you can open up. There are chances that legendaries can pop up. There's gold, of course, that will obviously come out of these. Pretty much, you just want to go through, take out the enemies, loot the chests, and then go towards the end and defeat the boss. The boss also has a good chance of dropping some legendaries, which is also pretty good. If you are past the level 50, you're probably better off either using a Nightmare dungeon, or you can even benefit from one of the methods that I posted prior, which is called the Ancient. That's another great one specifically for legendaries, although you can benefit from XP if you are on anywhere from World Tier to World Tier 3. But again, you also have those Nightmare dungeons. So what you want to do is leave the game, but do not do so until you have defeated the last boss. This way you can then leave the game, join back, and it will then be reset. If you do defeat the boss, then locate the shrine. Interacting with that shrine will then complete this whole stronghold, which is not what you want to do. You can then obviously do not do that, leave the game, join back like I just mentioned, and you should see that the dungeon or the stronghold has been instantly reset. I mentioned dungeon because this can be used during a dungeon or a cellar, either or, it really doesn't matter. What you see right here is the enemies have popped up, and I'm going to be able to show you that the bodies are able to be looted once more. You can also go towards the top right and grab some of the chests there as well. And if you're wondering, has this been around for some time? Yeah, it actually has. It's been around since the beta, yet regardless, it's still worth utilizing, and you can obviously rinse and repeat this as much as you like. I was able to level up my character fairly decent here because I went on to level 53. And before that, I believe I was level 51. So overall, this is just a great farm. What you can do instead, if you're not too keen on that, you can find this right here, which is Korbach. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And then you want to locate the tunnels on the left side, which I'm not going to pronounce that because I have no idea how to say it. We are going to then go towards that left side, and it will be a dungeon. Now, this specific dungeon has quite a few elites as well as a massive spawn. I'm not too sure if this is supposed to be this way or if it's just another dungeon that they plan on nerfing in the future. That is if they are, aware of it. Otherwise, I think this is going to be a pretty good spot for you guys until they do patch it. So we are going to go inside the dungeon. There's a few things we need to do. Take out the enemies, of course, but you also need to release the prisoners. Once you've done that, you can then progress a little bit further into the tunnels. What you're going to see right here is a big group of elites pop down. This is about the midway section to when you get to go to the next part of the dungeon. So just defeat all these enemies and then you can progress on forward. The reason why I'm showing this is just to show you how well or how many elites do spawn here. This is not just the only spot that I'm talking about, because of course later on you're going to see quite a few more spawns that are just chaotic. This can help drop legendaries, uniques, rares of course, gold, and if you're looking for something specific for those materials like the graves or demon hearts, stuff like that, you can benefit from this as well. Now continuing on, you can tell right here that there's a very large group of enemies, including a bunch of elites. This is where you're going to benefit from it mainly because of how many elites are presented. You can actually grab a good amount of legendaries, but sometimes it may pop up rares, for example, like this. And if that is the case, do not fret, you can pick those up, grab them, sell them, and then just continue onwards towards the next part here. There's a lot more here, and I'm not kidding, it's a big group. And that's not just it. I mean, if you progress a little bit more into this dungeon, you're going to see that there's even more, which is nice. This is going to be great if you want to yield a bunch of gold because of how much drops on the ground. You have the rares that you can obviously trade in or scrap if you do need the material. Not only that, there is grave dust, and I believe demon souls do drop from these enemies, which you can tell right there is a legendary just dropped. And then in this next clip, I believe, yep, this is another one where you will see another legendary pop up. This is overall great for mainly gold in my opinion, yet there are other spots that are way better for legendaries and unique items, and I highly recommend checking out yesterday's video if you would like to see that. What you want to do now is just simply exit out of the dungeon by using the emote wheel or opening up the map and leaving from there. You can then exit out of the game. If there is a timer, just exit the game. But if there's a timer and it does not let you leave instantly, you'll just have to wait it out. So now what you're going to do is be at the character selection screen. We're going to choose one of the characters. Obviously we want to have the one that's selected, and then click start game. What's going to happen is that the dungeon will be completely reset. You can go back in and rinse and repeat this as much as you like. So again, is this the best spot in the entire game? Absolutely not, because of course there is Call of the Ancients, there's Nightmare Dungeons. The only thing of course is that you will not have that on Season 1. So when you are starting off with a fresh character, I highly recommend Strongholds. You of course can mess with dungeons, but I think the best is going to be Strongholds in general because of how quickly you can get in and out, and you can obviously reset it pretty fast. This is if they do not fix it, but honestly, who knows? Season 1 is coming up here very fast. About what, 16, 17, 18, about 5 days. So what we need to do is just try to level up as best as we possibly can, and from there we'll just see how things go. I hope that you have enjoyed the video so far, and if you have, give it a like, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. I will try to reply back within the first hour or two. And other than that, thank you to everyone that has currently supported the channel so far. And last but not least, if you would like to follow my Twitch channel, Twitter, you can definitely do that by clicking it down below in the comment section, as well as if you would like to check out my buddy, my friend over here, which is Malfunction Gaming. It is spelled with 1 and 0 for the I and the O for when you do spell malfunction. So just to help out with that, check him out. Also check me out, and just there you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.